You really are a huge idiot, do you know that?
Wait, what? What is this all about? Why would you even say something like that to me?
Well, he left a note on the fridge telling me that you were going out for groceries, right? You made some typos on this note.
Oh, really? Did I?
Yeah, where'd you even learn to write? A preschooler's handwriting would be more legible than this.
Oh, geez. Well, sorry. I was in kind of a rush when I wrote the note, and then I just ran out. I guess I'll try to be more careful next time.
You really are a stupid woman. I mean, I don't think I've ever met someone as dumb as you. But don't worry, I like my women pretty dumb. That's why women stop working after they get married, after all. They know their little brains aren't built to handle working for the rest of their lives.
I really don't think that's even remotely true. Even if I'm not the smartest person in the world, I don't think it's fair for you to label all women like that. I mean, I think our daughter is a brilliant girl.
Oh, really? And just what makes you say that?
I mean, she really is just such a clever little girl. I even wonder if she's really mine because she's so smart. You do know that she got within the top percentile for her SATs, don't you? And we're not just talking about her school, we're talking about across the whole country.
But there were still people who scored better than her, weren't there?
Yes, there were, but I still think that there's nothing to bat an eye at, don't you?
But those tests are just multiple choice tests anyways. Yeah, you can probably get a high score just by being lucky and filling in the right bubbles. And that's a real test of how smart you are. She was only third in all the US, right? That's basically like getting bronze in the Olympics. Am I really supposed to clap for bronze?
I think getting any medal in the Olympics would be amazing. I was talking to one of her teachers the other day, and she told me that she's going to be able to go to any college she wants. It's not just test scores, though. She has first chair in her school board and is even captain of the cross-country team.
And just why is a girl supposed to even after all that, huh? Who would ever want to hire a girl for her brains?
Well, I'm sure that there are plenty of places that would want to hire her. Especially if she graduates college with good grades, too. She could probably even work while being married, since I imagine she'll get a really good job.
She better not. After a woman gets married, her only job should be to clean the house and have children, and that's it. Smarts are totally wasted on women.
You really don't want that life for our daughter, do you, Terry?
There's a chance no one even want to marry her. Is this the kind of person she is?
But that's okay too, right? I mean, a woman can work for a while, and she doesn't even have to get married if she doesn't want to.
You out of your mind?
Of course not. How would you even ask that?
There's no place for women in the working world. You shouldn't be able to get ahead. I mean, who is going to listen to a manager if they're a woman?
What do you mean by that?
I mean that first of all, a woman wouldn't even be able to handle all the work that comes off with managing an office. Women are way too emotional, and that means that they're never able to think logically, so basically they'll just end up being a boss that drags the whole team down.
Terry, there are plenty of women in the world who are great workers and managers.
What do you know about any of that, huh? Just a housewife. I'm talking from real lived experience. I have a branch manager in my office and she's totally useless. She's walking proof that women shouldn't be allowed to work.
And that's really how you feel about all of this?
I know that you love our daughter, but honestly, I always and still do wish that she had been born a boy. I was so crushed when I found out that we're going to be having a daughter.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm very sorry that I couldn't give you a son, Terry. But at least our little Lena is cute, right?
And to think that after you had Lena, you had to go and get so sick that you couldn't even have kids anymore. Couldn't you have just put off going to the doctors about that after we had another one? Yeah, you're just completely useless now.
I'm really sorry. It isn't like I wanted that to happen, but the doctor said that if they didn't remove my ovaries, then I would have gotten really sick. I don't even know what would have happened if I got pregnant like that, or if the baby would have even survived.
Women really have one job in the world, and it's to give their husband a son. But now you can't even do that. You really are just an all-around failure, do you know that?
But you do love our daughter, don't you? I just wanted you to know that Lena had to turn in her plans for the future to her homeroom teacher.
Oh, is there already time for her to write that?
Yes, and she told me that she told her teacher that she wanted to go to Hartford. But she still couldn't quite think of what she wanted to do when she grew up. Do you think you could go and talk to her about good ways to figure out what you want to do for a living?
I think she shouldn't even bother applying for any college at all.
You don't think that she should go to college?
She doesn't need more schooling. She should just go and start working already.
But why would you say that?
Why? Because we don't have the money to send her to the kinds of places she wants to go. Just who's gonna pay for all that, huh?
She would have to go to college. Besides, it's not like we're strapped for money or anything like that. And if she got some scholarships, I'm sure we could afford to send her.
And just what would a girl even do if she was in college?
Well, she would graduate with a degree that would help her find a job in the field of her choice.
But why would she do that when she's just gonna get married, quit a job and have babies? Sending her to college would just be a huge waste of money.
But Lena is a really, really smart girl, and I think she could achieve a lot if we just helped her.
And I'm telling you that I'm not gonna be sending our daughter to college. If she gets any smarter, then no man is ever gonna want to be with her. And if that happens, then she's never gonna get married.
I don't believe that. I think our daughter could go out in the world, have a career and a family if she wanted to. Besides, she would easily get into some great schools that would land her a great job. Are you really trying to take that future away from her?
Is Lena even really as smart as you keep going on about? Because I've never met a woman who was actually that smart. And in the real world, Lena is going to find out just how underprepared she is to deal with smart men.
No, our daughter is one of the smartest in the nation, and she won't lose out to a bunch of boys.
You really have no idea what you're talking about at all.
I don't think you've ever once told her good job for anything that she's achieved. We need to encourage our daughter so that she can believe in herself and achieve her dreams.
Well, I'm not going to lie to our daughter, just to make her feel better. Unlike you, I want our daughter to have a realistic outlook on life. And that's why I have no intention of helping her get into college at all.
You really mean that? You won't even think about sending her?
That's right, as her parents, we're the ones that are going to have to pay. And since I'm the only one who works around here, all that really means is that I'll have to pay.
Well, what about Leona's dreams for the future? You know, she talks about learning the ropes by working at a big company for a while, and then going off to start her own business.
She wants to start up her own business.
That's right. She wants to be her own boss. Isn't that amazing? We have to support her as her parents.
Wait, but she's a girl! And she wants to start her own company.
And just why can't a girl achieve something like that? What is it about women that you think means they can't do as much as a man can?
You really are a moron if you even have to ask something like that. You really need to snap out of this and make Lena snap out of this too. You're giving her way too much hope. She needs to know that she is never going to achieve what she wants.
What did you say to our daughter this morning, Terry? She's been in her room crying all day. Did you know that?
You mean she still hasn't come out of her room? You better tell her to hurry up and get out of there. She needs to get to school. I didn't pay my taxes for her not to.
She's still in her room because you told her something. What did you say to her? Whatever it was, you really hurt her feelings and need to apologize to her when you get home.
Apologize for what? Telling about how the real world works? It doesn't matter how hard a woman tries, they just will never amount to anything.
I don't think that that's all you said to her. You told her that all her hard work was going to mean nothing in a few years, and that you didn't want to spend any money on her.
So all I told her was the truth then. She really thought that because she's a little clever, she could have everything handed to her on a silver platter. All I did was wake her up to the truth.
But why are you so opposed to even sending her to college anyways? She really is an amazingly clever girl, and I think you're just refusing to see that.
There you go again, hyping her up for nothing. She's your child, and a girl at that. There's just no way she's that smart.
Oh, just stop it already, Terry. Stop pretending like the rest of your life is decided for you, depending on what you're born as. Just why do you seem to hate women so much? I don't care at all if you have a problem with me, but you need to stop talking to our daughter in the way you have been.
Ah, there you go, see? You can't even come up with a good argument for why I should. You just get emotional.
A good reason? How about supporting your child's dream? Quit standing in her way, Terry.
The only one who is standing in her way is you. You're leading her down the wrong path. All Lena needs to be thinking about is getting married and having kids. That's all she needs to be happy.
We're talking about a high school girl here. How can that be all you want her life to be? Do you really think all women just become happy once they get married?
I think the really stupid ones don't. And that's why you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Just be kinder to Lena, okay? That's all that I'm asking of you. And quit telling her that she can't do things just because she's a girl.
I knew from the moment that we found out we're having a girl that I should arrange to give her away to an orphanage. I only ever wanted a son, but you had to give us a useless girl.
If that's how you feel.
Hey, I just got a message from Lena saying that she was moving out. Do you have any idea what she's going on about?
Did you really expect anything less to happen after all the horrible things you said to her?
Well, go and find out. Go find our daughter.
Actually, Lena is moving out with me, so there's nothing to worry about. Also, I want to get a divorce. Lena and I can't stand being with you any longer.
Wait, what? You want to get a divorce?
That's right. I just can't be with you any longer, Terry. Please, just let us go in peace.
Tell me where you are right now. I want you back home this instant! If you head home right now, I promise to overlook this little incident.
I will not go back home, Terry. I've had enough from you. Ever since we got married, all you've done is look down and condescend me. Do you really think you're so great just because you're a guy?
I'm the breadwinner! You have to listen to me!
And if I don't?
But you can't just... That doesn't make any sense!
What are you going to do, Terry? You don't even know where we are right now.
Well, then I'll go out and find you and drag you back home! Both of you!
There you go, thinking that every little problem can be solved with force. You're a moron, Terry.
I'm not stupid, you're stupid!
Perhaps, but unlike you, I've been preparing for this for a while.
Preparing? What do you mean? What have you been preparing?
I mean that I have been collecting evidence showing you pushing me closer and closer to my emotional limits. I'm going to present this to my divorce lawyer and make you pay me alimony. I've already gone out and hired a lawyer.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me?
I've taken your verbal abuse for years now, and I'm finally standing up for myself. I even went to a psychiatrist who affirmed my mental state was most likely due to the way you've been treating me.
You even went to talk to a shrink?
That's right, and they said that the depression that I've been feeling is most certainly tied to the horrible way that you talk to me and our daughter. So I may be stupid, but I guess I'm not as dumb as you think.
But I didn't even do anything! And besides, you can't just pay some shrink to throw you a pity party and then that will get you anywhere.
No, I have evidence that shows you've been acting this way every day for a long time now. And now your rampant sexism has even begun to affect our daughter. I even kept a diary of all the horrible things that you said, and I'll be submitting that as evidence as well.
What are you talking about? When did I do anything to Lena?
I had hidden cameras installed in our house that shows you doing nothing to help clean up, as well as constantly telling Lena to clean up after you, since that's what she'll have to do for her husband.
That isn't fair! I had no idea that I was being watched the whole time!
So you mean the only thing that would have changed how you behaved is if you were being watched or not? You treated Lena and I like we were nothing but burdens that life had saddled on you to take care of.
You're out of your mind. Do you really think this is gonna work? How dare you use a lawyer to hire against me?
I suppose we'll just have to wait and see if it worked, won't we? But I bet that you're feeling like quite the idiot right now.
Quit calling me stupid! I'm not stupid, you're stupid!
Is that your favorite word or something? Do you not know of any other insults? I think you might need to work on your vocabulary. You sound like a little kid, you know.
Shut up, you big, dumb, stupid head!
I can't believe that I ever married a man like you. All you've done is put me down and tried to keep our daughter from all the opportunities that you were never good enough to get.
You think that I'm jealous of our daughter? Of some high schooler? Give me a break.
Well, compared to who she's going to be in the future, you're nothing. Just a little peon of a man.
I don't know what that word means!
How could I ever let someone like you actually make me feel like an idiot? Especially when you only have your job through nepotism.
You know what you're talking about.
Of course I do, because I asked your parents directly about it. They told me all about how you've actually been handed everything on a silver platter. Unlike you, our daughter has worked hard in school to achieve what she is. She's earned all she's been given.
This can't be happening.
Not to mention the fact that you've been at the same job for 20 years and haven't climbed up the corporate ladder at all. The only useless person around here is you, Terry.
Shut up! Shut up, you stupid woman!
There you go, sounding like a child again.
I said shut up! I've had it with you, just shut up!
It's so obvious now that you've just been jealous of Lena this whole time. You're mad that she's going places you could never even dream of getting to. That's why you didn't want her going to college.
Please, just stop it already.
Is that all you can muster yourself to say? If that's the case, then the next time you hear from me, it'll be through my lawyer. After that, Terry continued to resist as much as he could, but in the end, we did get divorced. Ever since then, I've been working so hard to try and save up enough money to send Lena to college. But when she finally began applying, nearly every school she applied for offered her a full scholarship for all her academic and extracurricular achievements. She earned her way through college the same way she earned everything else in life, through her own hard work. Now that she's in university, Lena is working while studying and is still near the top of each of her classes. At this rate, she could probably be anything she wanted to. On her winter break, I took the money that I had saved for her college and took us on a lovely and much-needed spa trip. As for Terry, I made an effort to block him from ever contacting Lena or I ever again, and thankfully those efforts paid off. And since Lena went out of state for her college, I decided to move away with her. Terry doesn't know our phone number, address, jobs, or anything about us, and we hope to keep it that way for as long as possible.
Mom! Hey, where did you go? Right now, Dad is looking all over for you.
Huh? Is this you, Ed? Are you using your dad's phone again to try and text me?
Well, Mom, I don't have a phone of my own to text you from, so I had to take his.
And a boy in 5th grade doesn't need to have a smartphone at his age, right?
I know that, but Dad told me that when I needed to talk with someone else in the family while they are out, I could use his phone and text. Also, Dad had a small accident with his hand, right? And so he can't use his hand to text you right now.
Yeah. I knew that man was going to care more about you than anyone else. But if he really wants to spoil someone, he's better off doing that with my daughter, who looks just like me, since she is definitely the better looking one of you two.
You're talking about Avery, right?
Yes, that's right. You already know that I'm in love with all things that are both cute and beautiful. And that's why I'm only in love with your cute older sister, Avery.
Mom?
Just a second ago, you had asked me where I am right now, right? Well, I'm at the airport right now.
The airport?
I'm going to be taking your sister to France with me, and she's going to become a supermodel with the help of her mom.
She's going to become a supermodel in France?
I'm going to take her to Paris with me, and we'll find her a modeling agency who will take great care of her. And you are far too ugly to be a kid of my own, so I won't be needing you anymore. Well, you only ever ended up as a kid of mine because your dad brought you along with him in the marriage, so I don't even have to call you a part of my family anymore. So please don't think anything bad of this, okay?
Dad is asking, have we filled out any diverse paperwork yet?
Tell him that the paperwork is sitting on the coffee table in the living room.
Alright. Well then that's fine with me, is what he said.
Huh?
Well, Dad just said that about you a second ago, but I feel the same way about you as well now. Have fun in France, Mom. Bye-bye.
Hello, Ed? This is your phone number, right, Ed?
And who am I speaking to right now?
This is your mom, Andrea.
What?
I've heard about how you've been doing so well for yourself, Ed. So now you can look up to me as your mom since I was able to get you to this point, and I can feel good about myself again as well.
I'm sorry to say this, but I don't believe I'm speaking with my mom right now.
Well, it has been 10 years since we last met, and I'm sure my number is different from the one I had back in those days. But look, I'm your mom. And if you're wondering how I got your number, I was able to get it from your aunt. Your aunt was kind enough to tell me that you're getting into the showbiz yourself there, huh? And that you'll be going into Hollywood for your debut, right?
That freaking dog. She's really gone and done it now.
Hey, come on now. You should not be speaking about your aunt in that manner, okay? It's because of her that I'm finally able to talk to you again, and you can finally speak with your mother once more. I bet you're so happy to finally hear from your mom again after 10 long years of waiting, right?
But I already told you, this is not my mom's number that I'm currently speaking to. Also know that she has only one phone and she's never told me nor anyone else that she has another. So tell me, what the hell do you want?
Come on, Ed. You don't have to give me such a cold shoulder. I know it's been a long time since you've heard from me, but you should still know how to talk to your own mother, right?
Look, can you quit it with all that BS?
Huh?
Are you kidding me? Can you not tell by the way I'm talking to you right now that I don't see you as my mother anymore and that I never want to again?
Huh?
You and that girl of yours, both Dad and I don't care about you guys. And all you do is bring back our bad memories by talking to me again. So go the hell away. And never try texting or calling me again.
Ed! This drama that I'm watching right now, I can tell just by looking at your face that you're the one playing the rival to the main character, right? I saw your name in the opening credits, and that face of yours is the same as when you were back in 5th grade. I totally get it now. Back in the day, you were a bit of an ugly duckling, but now that you've grown into a young adult, I have to say that you are one handsome-looking gentleman. Amazing. So you really are my son after all.
Ugh. You're texting me again?
Hey! Do you really think that's the right way to talk to your own mother? It's not. So you'd better start talking to me in a polite manner from now on.
You're not my mom. And that is why I'm talking to you like the annoyance you really are.
All right already, all right. I get it that it's because of me that you've become this amazing little actor. It's because of all that wishing and praying that I did to have a child of mine turn into an actor that you've become such an amazing person, right?
Seriously?
And compared to you, your older sister Avery, well, let's just say she's not doing as great.
What's happened to Avery?
Well, her and I are coming back to the States soon.
Weren't you and her trying your hardest to get her to become a supermodel or something?
Well, that didn't ever really turn into anything more than just a dream. I thought for sure that since she's a natural beauty, she'd be able to make it in one of those agencies over there, but of course, those French have a different idea of who's beautiful or not. So in the end, any agency we went to never gave her a chance to model, and any private work she tried never ended up being scouted. And what's worse is after failure, she began to eat a lot more bread and stuff to fight the stress. And let's just say she's gained a few pounds. Really, she's no longer a beauty whatsoever, but rather the definition of an obese person. Seriously, I cannot use her at all now. But this is why, to me, you were the perfect son any mother could ever ask for. My prayers were finally heard, and you turned into the most handsome-looking young man imaginable.
Well, I didn't get this far because of you.
Huh?
The only reason I've become an actor is because I wanted to become one, so I put in the effort to get to where I am now. To tell you the truth, it's supposed to be the manager's job to be here with me to help me diet and make sure I stay up to date on roles, right? Well, you haven't been here for me these past 10 years, nor have you ever been my manager, so screw you.
Huh?
Also, people don't just make it in a modeling or acting business by looking good.
Ed!
You have to be able to act as well, whether it's on stage or in the studio. And you have to be able to work to become the character you want to be, which takes weeks to perfect.
Wait a minute.
So you have no right coming to me acting as though you've put any work or care into me? Therefore, please, for God's sake, just leave me the hell alone so that you don't cause me any headaches anymore. Seriously, stop talking to me. I'm not messing around right now.
Seriously, Ed? Don't you think you're going a little too far with all this after having blocked your own mother's number now?
Are you kidding me?
I had my phone number changed so that I could get in touch with you again.
I told you already, stop trying to get in touch with me anymore.
Oh my. Well, why would I ever want to stop talking to my son? Are you really sure you want me to stay away from you even longer than I already have? I plan to become your manager soon so that you can become even more famous.
What?
You don't have to try and keep me at bay anymore. I promise that I'll do everything in my power to make sure you get as many roles as you'd like. And if you're worried about me having any experience, just know that I've been the manager for Avery for the past 10 years, and I did a wonderful job at it.
By wonderful, do you mean you failed her on multiple occasions, and that's why you're back?
Huh?
As from what you've told me, you didn't take Avery anywhere as her manager, and only led her to becoming fat and sad about her life. You told me that yourself the last time you chatted about her.
Well, that was something else. It had nothing to do with me as her manager, rather do with her way of thinking. She didn't have the drive she needed to become a supermodel, and that's why things didn't work out for her. But you're different. I know that with my help, I can take you to the top.
Well, I'm already on my way there.
Huh?
My manager happens to be one of the most well-known in the Hollywood world, and she also happens to be my mom.
Your mom? Ah, right. So this is your way of saying that you want me to be your manager, right? Understood, Eddie. I'll make sure to make you huge in Hollywood, and make sure that you and I never have to worry about falling out of the spotlight ever again.
Wrong. I'm talking about how I already have a manager and mother, and she's not you.
What? What do you mean by that?
My dad happened to get remarried about 8 years ago.
Huh?
And not only did Dad end up getting remarried, but he did so with a woman who he ended up having a baby girl with. And she has the most beautiful face and figure. But, unlike you, she's not the kind of person to only care about those that are attractive looking, and is willing to love everyone in her family very much. And so because of her warmth, I've been able to forget about the cold past that I had with you as my mother, and can now live a new life as a successful man.
That man, he got remarried to a new woman? And not just that, but had a girl with her?
And that's why I've been saying that you're not my mother this whole time. It's been 10 years since you left Dad and I, so I have zero clue why you're back here now trying to talk to me like you ever cared about my family. But if you really think that you have any chance of getting back into this family as my dad's wife, then you're strictly mistaken, as there's zero chance of that happening now.
What?
That's what I thought.
I have no other choice right now. 10 years ago, my dad, who was a very wealthy person, passed away. And of course, after his death, I received a lot of that money in his will from him. And when that money came to me, I thought it would be the perfect chance for me to get my daughter to become a famous model. And that's why I took her with me to France and started to make her model.
I see. So that's what Dad was explaining to me about after you left us?
During the first year, I was never able to land her any modeling gigs, and so I just thought that was a part of the industry. And since she didn't have a name for herself yet, I decided it would be better for the two of us to start conforming to life there first before getting into modeling. But then it was 2 years, and then 3 years, and time just kept on going without us ever seeing any real work come for us. And during that time, Avery graduated from an international high school there. That was the moment I thought she'd really put all her time into modeling, without the need to study, but I was wrong. But then I started to really have a closer look at her, and it appeared to me she already gave up. And the food there had gotten the best of her. She was no longer the beautiful young woman I pictured her as, rather a model for some weight loss ad. And it wasn't just that. I noticed that a lot of the money from my father had dwindled away, and so I had to make the choice to bring us back to the U.S.
What?
The house that your sister and I had been planning on living in is no longer there for us. And so right now, we don't have a place to go home to.
Right. Currently, your mom is in an elderly home, spending the last couple of years of her life being cared for by the nurses there.
What?
I heard from her that she used the money left over by her husband and the money from the house when she sold it to get into a really nice home where there are all sorts of amenities for her.
You're kidding. So that means there really is no place for us to go?
And that's not all, actually. You ended up taking your daughter away with you to another country, even though she never really wanted to. And while there, you used up not only your own money that you received from your late dad, but also the money that was supposed to be left for her. There were apparently a few other people that were supposed to get the money from your late father, who never did because of you.
What are you talking about? Where is my mom right now?
I have no clue where she chose to go, besides that it's good for her.
What?
So far, everything I've been telling you has been okay to tell you, as the other parties involved don't seem to mind you knowing. But even if I did know more about your mom, I wouldn't tell you as she never gave me the permission to.
Hold on a second. If you're not going to tell us where she is, how are Avery and I going to live?
Think about that one yourself, Andrea.
Huh?
Ah, there's another thing. As for that aunt of mine that ended up causing you to learn about my current situation in the first place, the whole family has stopped talking to her. So if you're trying to go for her for more information regarding me, you won't learn anything more than you already know.
Huh?
Now, I have to get ready to head into the studio for another session of takes, so I'll be going now.
Huh? Wait a second, Ed!
I'm blocking you again.
Right now I'm stuck in a cheap motel with Avery and we don't have much money left to keep us here. When it's all gone, we'll have to move into the streets. Hey, I'm only asking you this one time to please give me a place to live, just for a little bit. Ed!
There was one last thing that I never ended up explaining to Andrea, and it all had to do with the information that was left over regarding her late father's money and assets, and who they all went to. On that sheet of paper, she could probably take a closer look at it and learn where her mother ran off to, had she just taken the time to do so. Of course, Andrea or Avery could still think of that as an option and take a look for themselves, but I was never gonna recommend that to her, as I just don't care about either of them. So whatever happens next with those three will be left unknown to me. And a couple days later, Andrea and Avery both appeared to have figured out where I was currently working in Hollywood and came to find me. But of course I told security of this, and they made sure to stay on the lookout for these two. And when they were spotted around the studio, security called the police, who then came and grabbed the two of them, where they later found some information on distant relatives of them who they ended up calling to come get them. And within a day, a black minivan pulled up outside the police station to pick those two up, and then they were gone for good. My dad later called me to tell me that distant relative was Andrea's younger sister, who ended up taking those two into her company to work for her, day and night, for the rest of their lives. It was such a relief to learn that Andrea and Avery could no longer touch any of us anymore, and ever since then, I've been able to live in peace. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.